a leader, an extension now, 2.5, 3 years. And I think this is a time right now Montreal could and they should sign him. No doubt on my mind, this is a great plus. Yeah, many other factor events. Love to play in Montreal. It could be a really backup third line if you need it. He's a solid four line. He accomplished a lot of things on the details of the game. If you want to face off, he can be there. If you want a guy on the PK, he can be there. He's a leader inside the locker room. You can see now, I think this is the biggest voice since the beginning of the season where sometimes was negative around the team or a bad game. He show up under the mic after Nick Zuki. And I think the Montreal Canadiens right now, whatever they have Kapanen, Beck, Marko, Hage, the next 3-1. It's not guaranteed yet. I think it will be a good transition about from where they are today until the next, the wave of the other center in Montreal. Sometimes we let Philippe Dano for X dollars. My point behind that is like we have him, we can keep him, but this is a way I believe he should be signed for the Montreal Canadiens sooner, quicker, faster. That would give Montreal a better transition for a couple of years with Jake Evan.
You look ahead and, yeah, coach, I'm with you. Like, it seems, reading comments here and, you hear this all over the place, right? Like, everybody seems to be penciling in Beck and Kapanen, in the bottom six center roles right away next season. What I say to that is, whoa, look, you gotta slow down on that. Like, I think for sure, you hope that one of those guys will be able to take up one of those roles next year. But I don't think like we talked about, if you think Habs management right now this year talked about being in the mix, how do you guys think they're going to feel next year? You think they're going to expectations are going to be even higher next year, right? To be competitive. Do you honestly think that they're going to come into next season with two centers that have played less than, like 80 games in the NHL? Like, like right from the summer, coach, you've heard me talk about this on here is you have to keep one of either Dvorak or Evans, right? Now, as I talk more about Dvorak because he's a left-handed shot, but obviously, he's not playing very well right now, right? So it's making it very difficult to make a case for Dvorak and re-signing him. Evans has done nothing but do his job since he's been a Montreal Canadien. Like, he's a seventh round pick, coach. That's really kind of fought his way up there. Played a really, really important role for Montreal that year that they made it to the final, playing with Armia and playing with Perry, and at some points even playing up on the second line at some points with Dano and everything else. So he's such a versatile player. Like right now, coach, he's number 2 overall in the NHL in penalty kill minutes as a forward. So I just don't see, the expression, like, the devil versus the devil that you don't know. If you go into next year, I challenge anyone to go and look at free agents for centers that can play a similar role that will be at a similar price point to Jake Evans. There's not many. I think Montreal would be smart to go out and proactively try to get him locked up. I'm a little, if they can get him at 2.5 or a little bit above that for 3 years, I would be super happy. But I'm a little concerned that, like, I know he likes playing in Montreal, but there's only one. This is going to be his last opportunity to cash in, coach. Right? It's not like a player like Sean Monahan that's made $4 or $5 million a year over several years. He might be tempted, to kind of go out there and see what he can get. If you look at the first comment, in the chat today, I heard somebody say, "Well, he's a dime a dozen type of center in the NHL." I don't think so. There's not a dime a dozen guys that is like over 50% right-handed center that can kill penalties, that can come in and, he's not really a top 6 guy or even a top 9 guy ideally, but he can come in and kind of help out in those situations, right? So my concern, is it a bit too late? Should they have tried to extend him, even before this? Because now he can see his value is going up, right? He's having a very good season. It would be interesting if he really wants to stay in Montreal and take a bit of a discount. 2.5 for 3, I think, would be absolutely perfect. But if I'm his agent, I'm looking at some comparables out there, and that should make fans, Habs fans, a little bit nervous because there's some good comparables out there for him. and a team that's looking for somebody to kill penalties, that's dependable, that's showing that he's good for the culture, they might throw more money at him, coach. We'll see. If they can get him for under 3, then I think that would be a good deal.